is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 16, verses 1 to 5 and 9 to 15. The children of Israel set out from Elim and came into the desert of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departure from the land of Egypt. Here in the desert, the whole assembly of the children of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The children of Israel said to them, "Would that we had died in the Lord's hand in the land of Egypt, as we sat by our flesh pots and ate our fill of bread. But you had to lead us into this desert, to make the whole community die of famine." Then the Lord said to Moses, "I will now rain down bread from heaven for you. Each day the people are to go out and gather their daily portion. Thus will I test them, to see whether they follow my instructions or not. On the 6th day, however, when they prepare what they bring in, let it be twice as much as they gather on the other days." Then Moses said to Aaron, "Tell the whole congregation of the children of Israel, present yourselves before the Lord, for he has heard your grumbling." When Aaron announced this to the whole assembly of the children of Israel, they turned towards the desert, and lo, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. The Lord spoke to Moses and said, "I have heard the grumbling of the children of Israel. Tell them, in the evening twilight you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall have your fill of bread, so that you may know that I, the Lord, am your God." In the evening quail came up and covered the camp. In the morning a dew lay all about the camp, and when the dew evaporated, there on the surface of the desert were fine flakes like hoarfrost on the ground. On seeing it, the children of Israel asked one another, "What is this?" For they did not know what it was. But Moses told them, "This is the bread which the Lord has given you to eat." The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 13, verses 1 to 9. On that day, Jesus went out of the house and sat down by the sea. Such loud crowds gathered around him, and he got into a boat and sat down, and the whole crowd stood along the shore. And he spoke to them at length in parables, saying, "A sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seed fell on the path, and birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky ground, where it had little soil. It sprang up at once because the soil was not deep. And when the sun rose, it was scorched, and it withered for lack of roots. Some seed fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it. But some seed fell on rich soil and produced fruit, 100 or 60 or 30-fold. Whoever has ears ought to hear." This is the gospel of the Lord.
Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Today is a very unique and special day because we Catholics, we love Saint Anne and Saint Joachim. Obviously, many Catholics, they are very close, intimately close to Saint Anne. And there are many churches dedicated to Saint Anne as well. And we celebrate the feast of Saint Anne so joyfully. My dear brothers and sisters, not just because they are the grandparents of Jesus, but they too are grandparents of all those members of Jesus' family, including you and me today. We are the members, brothers and sisters of Jesus' family and children of our Blessed Mother. And therefore, these grandparents, Saint Anne and Saint Joachim, they are our grandparents too. Dear brothers and sisters, the convergence of the feast of Saints Joachim and Anne, the parents of our Blessed Mother, and the World Day for Grandparents. Today is the World Day for Grandparents and the elderly. And this day provides an opportunity for meaningful reflection, meaningful morning reflection, my dear brothers and sisters. And it is good today to take some time and reflect upon the role played by these grandparents of Jesus and parents of our Blessed Mother. And dear brothers and sisters, the importance of Joachim and Anne as grandparents and grandparents of Jesus and as parents of Mary. And it is good for us to contemplate their faithfulness and their valuable role in the nurturing and raising Mary, and the impact they had over the life and ultimately on the salvation history. Dear brothers and sisters, we all love our grandparents. Why? Because they have a great impact on our life. Not only our biological or physical life, but also our grandparents make a tremendous impact on our journey of faith. I still can remember my grandmother teaching little prayers, little hymns when I was small. And very often our grandparents, they teach us little prayers, how to make the sign of the cross, how to sing Namo Mariani, or how to sing Mariani Mage, Ma Mauni, little basic hymns we call ABC of our Christian faith. It is grandparents who pass the Catholic traditions to our future generations. And it is grandparents who give us guidance as to how we should proceed in our way of life and how to inculcate within us good manners. And dear brothers and sisters, these grandparents had a great impact on Jesus, in the life of Jesus, and also in bringing up Mary as a daughter, someone pleasing to God. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, so many people in the salvation history in the past, they were waiting to see Jesus from their eyes, but they did not see, as we hear in the gospel. They wanted to hear Jesus, but they did not hear. These grandparents and Blessed Mother, they had the privilege. And today, you and I are privileged to be the members of that family, to see Jesus mystically, the mystical presence of Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. We have the privilege of being with our Blessed Mother, recite in the Holy Rosary. Dear brothers and sisters, we also need to show our respect and gratitude to Saint Anne and Saint Joachim, because they intercede on behalf of you and me before Blessed Mother and Jesus. And children have always greater concern towards their children. So parents listen to children and children listen to parents. So when Saint Anne and Saint Joachim take our prayers and take us and intercede on our behalf before Blessed Mother, and obviously this daughter of Saint Anne and Joachim, intercede on our behalf and take our prayers to Jesus. What a beautiful relationship. Be happy. You and I are members of that relationship, of that family. Enjoy that relationship every moment of your life. May God bless you.